Hey guys, it's Max Holland93 here again, coming at you guys with another video. So this video is going to be a little different from my game reviews. This is a game collection. I actually did a few of those in the past that I've taken down because I wasn't really satisfied with those. So this is just kind of me making up for those. So here I'm going over my Nintendo 64 collection. You can see the cartridges over here, kind of. And there's my Nintendo 64 console, I have right there, and my PS2, of course. And then there's the CRT TV that I like to play the old games on. So without further ado, let's get into it. First off I got Shake Mischief Makers. So this game is like a 2D style side-scrolling platformer with 3D models or something. I haven't made it too far in the game, but from what I've played, I enjoyed it, so I think I might have to spend more time playing it. But I know this game is kind of considered a cult favorite on the N64. So yeah, that's Mischief Makers. Next, Conker's Bad Fur Day. So this is basically like a cutesy 3D platformer, but very mature for adults. The best way to describe it is it's basically Banjo Tooie, but with bad words, brutal violence, adult situations, and maybe a bit of toilet humor regarding a certain boss battle that I'm not going to go into here. But if you've played the game, I think you know exactly what I'm referring to. So this was Rare's last game for the N64. And it was kind of known for being like the reason that Nintendo parted ways with Rare. And it was a commercial flop when it released, but it gained a cult following over time. So yeah, that's Conker's Bad Fur Day. Next, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Yeah, I'm going out of order here. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Fun fact, this game was the first Zelda game that I've ever played. And it was my personal introduction to Zelda. And it's a really strange game. There is kind of like a time limit where you have to like save the world in a certain number of time, but you have to fulfill certain quests to do so. So there's a lot of like, rewinding time and stuff like that. It also built on the same engine as the game's predecessor, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and in which this game is a direct follow-up to. But we'll get into that later. But yeah, that's Majora's Mask. Next, Super Mario 64. I actually reviewed this game previously in my Game Room series, and I basically said that the game was an excellent masterpiece. And I'm still standing by that, and I remember playing this game as a kid at a friend's house, and I still often revisit this game from time to time. So, if you're collecting N64 games, this is an absolute must-have staple. Like, no N64 collection is complete without Mario 64, at least in my opinion anyway. So, that's Mario 64. Also, this is like probably one of my all-time favorites. I think it's probably right up there with Spyro the Dragon and a certain other game that I'm going to go into later in the video. Next, speaking of which, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. This is my all-time favorite video game. I actually reviewed this game over a year ago when I was kind of first, learning how to edit. It didn't have any gameplay footage in there because I was still just kind of figuring out how a game review works. I think I might come out with a re-review as part of my Game Room series, but if you're a fan of The Legend of Zelda, this game is definitely worth checking out. So yeah, that's Ocarina of Time. Next, Castlevania. So this game is basically a reboot of the Castlevania series, and it was also Konami's first attempt at a 3D Castlevania game, and I've played some of it, haven't made it too far, and it's fine. It's fun to play, but personally, I prefer the classic 2D Castlevania games. I think Bloodlines on the Sega Genesis is my personal favorite, and I would say the original Castlevania for NES is close up there. But yeah, that's Castlevania on N64. I think Konami also came out with an expansion of this like the same year, 1999. It's called Legacy of Darkness or something. I haven't played that. Yeah. Next, A Bug's Life, the video game based off of the movie. Now, I've rented this game on the PlayStation at Blockbuster a couple of times, and I had fun playing it. It's like it's a 3D platformer, but with kind of a linear style. I would kind of describe it like Croc, but maybe with smoother controls or something. I haven't really made it too far. I think the farthest I've gotten was the Flying Dandelion level, I guess because I couldn't really figure out what I was doing, and I would always end up getting killed by that bird. If you've played the game, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's A Bug's Life. Next up, Gauntlet Legends. Now, this game is sort of an arcade-style hack and slash kind of game with a bit of RPG elements, and it's part of Atari's Gauntlet series and a follow-up to Gauntlet and Gauntlet 2, which were big hits at arcades. It was kind of it's known for starting that meme, a warrior needs food badly or something like that. But I've played a little bit of this. It's a fun game. I haven't made it too far, so I might have to spend a little more time playing it. Yeah. Next, Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue. I also have this game on the original PlayStation, and the PlayStation version is the version from my childhood. And this was my first ever 3D game, and it's one of my personal favorites from childhood. I actually previously reviewed the PlayStation version on my channel, so you can go check that out. So yeah, it's a 3D platform game that's very similar to Mario 64. So yeah, that's Toy Story 2. Next, Banjo Tooie, another kind of like Mario 64-like 3D game. This is the sequel to Rare's Banjo Kazooie, and it does play out very similar to the first one, but with some minor differences. I remember when I was, I think, 4th grade or 5th grade, when I was homeschooled, my mom would drop me off at a daycare center when she had to go to work, and they had a Nintendo 64, and this was one of those games, and I spent a lot of time playing this. Next, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. So this game, I think, is set sometime during the events of the original trilogy. It's a fun game. I haven't made it too far in it, though, and now, the original Star Wars from 1977 is my all-time favorite movie. I actually reviewed it on my channel, like, over a year ago, so you can go check that out. But yeah, that's Shadows of the Empire. Next, NHL 99. It's basically a hockey video game, and that's about all there is to say. Next, Rugrats in Paris, the video game based on the movie. So this is... Sorry about that. So this is like a sort of an adventure type game with a sort of a hub area where you roam around different areas, but it's mostly a collection of mini games. Played a little bit of it. I haven't made it too far on it, though, so I'll have to spend more time on it. And, oh, tumbled over. Last but not least, Donkey Kong 64. Now, I know they actually recently added this to the Nintendo Switch Online expansion. I have a personal soft spot for this game because I used to play this at a friend's house. And it was one of the games that I had purchased on my Wii U. But yeah, it's basically a really big open world 3D platform game featuring Donkey Kong and some friends. Basically, I think it's built on the same, it's from Rare, who also did Banjo Kazooie, so there are some similarities there, you'll notice, but I haven't actually beaten the game, but it's a fun game. I enjoy it. And yep, that's my Nintendo 64 game collection. I do have other retro game consoles with games. I got a PlayStation 2, I got a Sega Genesis and a Sega Saturn, And if you want to see any more like retro game collection videos based on the games that I have, let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, thanks for watching. I post a new video every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, as I'm currently undergoing a oh, sorry about that. Ring light turned off. But anyways, I post a new video every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday at 4 p.m. Central Time, as I'm currently undergoing a 2-month consistency challenge. So, and I currently have over 40 videos to binge watch, so you're not going to want to miss out. So if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.